He's never fought us. Not us united.
Oh! I can so see that. That's it. Welcome to Comics League Rewatch. Wait, I just have to flip these. I am Jared, and I'm here with Nick from the Phoenix Press. What is going on, brother?
I'll tell you what isn't going on. Wonderbat isn't going on.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Nice. So today we are talking about The Terror Beyond, which I hyped this up last week that this one really sets up Starcross. I'm going to get into that in a second, but there's a specific reason why I'm going to start with the cast of this episode, the voice cast. I'm going to read off the voice cast, and you're going to really understand why. Another reason why I love this episode. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So Kristen Bayer plays Mara. Maria Canals plays Hawkgirl. Sean Donnellan plays a technician. That's not important. Susan Eisenberg plays Wonder Woman. Oded Fair plays Dr. Fate. Jennifer Hale plays Inza.
So this is why you like this.
Not only that, Mark Hamill plays Solomon Grundy.
Really?
And wait a second, Bruce Timm plays a soldier. And wait, Rob Zombie plays the squid monster. I thought you would enjoy that, Nick.
Oh, I guess in this episode, he truly is more human than a human.
Yeah. So this episode's theme is the power of faith. Because if you notice, this episode has heavy religious undertones. Like, really heavy. So this episode also gives us the origin of Solomon Grundy, where basically he was a mob guy, killed, thrown in the swamp, and then the swamp resurrected him. So, Nick, what were your thoughts on Grundy's origin?
Well, I mean, I thought they were fine, a little pedestrian, but nothing wrong with it.
And you notice how this episode really hammers in that Solomon Grundy is Marvel's Hulk. I mean, is DC's Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's being hunted by soldiers and all that stuff. Oh, and by the way, did you notice that when Aquaman shows up, he basically says, "Come with me if you want to live"?
Yeah, I got that reference.
Yeah, there you go. I knew Nick would, of all people. And
I mean, for those who don't know, "Come with me if you want to live" is literally the Terminator equivalent of "I have a bad feeling about this." It's a phrase that is like it is used in every single "I have a bad feeling about this" is used in every Star Wars movie.
Is forever like the "Come with me if you want to live" is forever associated with Terminator.
Yeah, just like "I have a bad feeling about this" is Star Wars.
Or "I'm Batman" is in any Batman movie. So in this movie, we also get the I guess introduction, reintroduction if you're watching all the DC AMU shows, but if we're watching Justice League, introduction of Dr. Fate or Kenton Nelson. And by the way, I was kind of in my head whenever he would talk, I kind of pictured Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, I do have to say, I really love Odie Fair as Dr. Fate. I think he's
a great job.
He adds a little otherworldliness, like the way he's like his speech patterns, obviously the tone of his voice, but like the way he phrases his sentences, the way he spaced stuff out, kind of has like this otherworldliness, like a sophistication to it.
By the way, this is the first episode in which John Jones does not appear. Come to think of it, GL and Flash also are not in this one. So it's just Superman, Wonder Woman, and Hawkgirl, and Batman does not show up.
Also, we need to give a shout out. The monsters are very clearly Lovecraftian inspired.
Oh yes, even like the name of the main bad guy sounds heavily like Cthulhu,
and he looks like Cthulhu too. So
yeah, so there you go. But so and
I
also,
guess you could say a terror has come to Gotham.
Yeah, I guess kind of. And by the way, terror has come to DC. Or in the case of whenever you guys bring up Wonderbat, a terror comes to Comics League. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So another point that I really dig about this episode, I'm going to get into it now, is the foreshadowing. Now, what I meant was, so what they do here, there's a scene where, okay, so the way it works is that we don't know this yet, but Aquaman, Dr. Fate, and Solomon Grundy are teaming up to like stop this rift and stopping Cthulhu from coming through the portal. The Justice League arrive late, but just enough time to see what appears to be Aquaman and Dr. Fate torturing Grundy. So everyone pairs off and goes into a fight. Dr. Fate is fighting Hawkgirl, and then she has like these Thanagarian runes there. And then she's like, what do you know about Thanagar? And what's interesting, the way she kind of says that, and this is more of a thing I caught from Watchtower Database that back when I watched them. They basically implied that she's not only is she like, oh, well, how does he know about Thanagar, but she could also be like concerned that does he know about my real purpose on Earth? So that's just a little something there. But as it would turn out, it's also because Cthulhu, I'm just gonna call him that, whatever, was the Thanagarian god as well. By the way, what did you think of the line when Wonder Woman goes, Hera, give me strength, and then Hawkgirl goes, do you have to say that every time?
Yeah, like they actually talked about like the Amazonian gods and whatnot, you know, like getting into like your faith thing and whatnot.
Yeah, this episode is very, very, very faith heavy. Which again, whenever people say,
so what you're saying is, you gotta have faith.
Yeah, but this is my thing. Whenever people say that Zack Snyder put all these religious allegories in DC characters, and I'm like, you obviously don't watch other DC stuff.
I mean, come on. Do you really expect these people to watch the thing they criticize? I mean, come on. Give them some slack.
No, of course. This is the internet. No one ever actually pays attention to what they criticize. But I also liked when when Hawkgirl is talking to Cthulhu, and she goes, Cthulhu goes, you have the stench of the Thanagarian upon you. And then Hawkgirl goes, says the giant squid. And then Cthulhu says, yeah, you're definitely Thanagarian. I dug that. Now, what do you think of also Grundy's goal of getting his soul back? And the way he kind of got that,
pretty noble, you know, yeah.
And I like that because it's like at first you think like Grundy's like this villain, but he's really not when you think about it.
It's almost like he's a tragic hero, like he's Marvel should really be green with envy over all this.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That one's good. That one's real good. So we get a bunch of action scenes in like another dimension, and then underwater with Aquaman calling in giant fish, which is actually really cool. And I like whenever he does that, like fish conveniently, the fish he needs are conveniently within range of his telepathy. But what do you also think about the grappling hook? Because I swear, when he threw the grappling hook and pulled it back with his arm, what popped into my mind was, get over here.
Mine was, wow. I guess they're really trying to sell that toy now, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
That is an action figure feature if I ever saw one.
Yes, it is. It is. If it isn't, it needs to be one. That's the kung fu grip of Aquaman. So, yeah. So in terms of like, obviously the action's solid. The voice acting is great because I've gone over the killer voice cast. This was a total hailstorm. She has here's how I knew it was Hale. She has a very distinct voice when she tries to do a British accent, because immediately I was like, why is Bastila in DC? And I was like, oh yeah.
See, what you gotta realize is Jared has such a crush on Jennifer Hale that like anything she is instantly like a top episode for him.
I do have an autograph, a picture of her. Is the Commander Shepard thing.
How happy would you be if like I slid an audio file, like you knew I was going to convention with Jennifer Hale, and like there is an audio file you open, it's like, this is Jennifer Hale and you're watching Comics League.
I'll be very happy.
Like there's a video file of Jennifer Hale.
He's another bucket list guest for Comics League is Jennifer Hale.
Oh dear God, you would be blushing the entire time.
Because she's done DC characters too, so it wouldn't be like too far out of my wheelhouse. Plus, she's Jennifer Hale.
Okay. Tangent right here. If there were 3 lines, let's say we had her on a show. If there was 3 lines of hers that you would have her say, or like just lines you'd have her say in general.
I'm Jennifer Hale, and this is my favorite channel on YouTube.
No, that's what I'm paying her to say in a video for you.
Okay, let's see. I would want her to say I'm trying to think of like famous characters.
What I would do.
I got it.
My name is Commander Shepard, and Comics League is my favorite YouTube channel on the Citadel.
There you go. And then another one that I would want her to say on my show is, so she plays Commander Palmer in Halo 4. I would want her to go, I thought you'd be taller. Or like she goes, there's another line. She goes, no one tells the chief what to do. He just does. But yeah, if I ever have her on, that's gonna be a big stream. But anyway, so back to this. So
for the record, Jared's like the way that Jared is with Jennifer Hale, I am with Laura Bailey. So just keep that in mind.
I love Laura Bailey too. She's fantastic.
Yes, but I love Laura Bailey the way that you love Jennifer Hale.
If we could get her and Travis on the show, that would be big. Oh yes. That would be Nick the entire show. We'd just be like this, just laughing.
Oh no, Laura Bailey's coming on my show.
You're welcome to co-host. We'll restream it. That one you need to restream. But it's in terms of. Oh, and by the way, while casting his spell using Grundy and the Trident, Dr. Fate invokes the Lords of Order, supernatural deities with professed godlike powers that appear in DC Comics. Okay, so I was just reading that. And by the way, the old ones were inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu. That's very obvious there. No, really, no. The other squid, there's only one other like really well-known squid creature, besides the Kraken.
Oh, you mean like Squidbillies?
Yeah. So, in terms of like, how would you rate this episode, Nick?
I'd give it an 8 out of 10 because like it's not bad, but like honestly, it was just kind of mad to me because I like Jennifer Hale, but like I didn't even realize she was in it. So there's that, and I was more geeking out over Odie Thayer at Dr. Fate, but yeah,
true. And then I give it a 9 out of 10 because of Jennifer Hale. But it's because of like there are a lot of different factors. I like the deep pulls with DC lore. I like the Aquaman action with the grappling hook action. That'll be on his box with grapple hook action. And I like the character development for Hawkgirl too, because if you notice, they even gave Solomon Grundy a hero's funeral.
Yeah, this was a good Solomon Grundy episode.
By the way, so speaking of Solomon Grundy, there's one more piece of trivia. The team Aquaman, Dr. Fate, and Solomon Grundy parallel the Defenders, a Marvel Comics superhero team. So for Aquaman, we have Namor. Dr. Fate, we obviously have Doctor Strange. Inza is Clea, and is the Hulk.
That could not have been coincidence.
Yeah, and by Grundy even goes so far by addressing Dr. Fate as stupid magician, Hawkgirl as Bird Nose, and Aquaman as Fishman, which is what the Hulk called Doctor Strange, Nighthawk, and Namor, respectively.
Yeah, they're obviously paying tribute to the Defenders here because bringing in Aquaman for this kind of story is a bit weird. I think they definitely were doing a Defenders. Also, doesn't Grundy say like smash a couple times?
I was about to get to that point. He goes, after saving Grundy in battle, Hawkgirl makes another Hulk reference. He goes, "Excuse me, Hawkgirl, smash," mirroring Hulk's famous line, "Hulk smash." And the commander who is chasing Grundy in the beginning of the episode has a passing resemblance to General Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, this was it's like honestly, these coincidences are stacking up. It's very clear this was a Marvel tribute. And
by the way, in part 2 of this series, in this arc, Hawkgirl's real name is revealed to be Shayera Hall. This is the first appearance of her name, and Oded Thayer replaces George Del Hoyo as the voice of Dr. Fate.
Yeah, because Dr. Fate, I think, did appear in Superman.
Mm-hmm. But going back to what you said earlier, and then I'll wrap up. It's like I like this Fate, the way they did it. The reason why I like Fate in the DCEU was the way the way they did the voice. It sounds very like mysterious, and it's like it's like the obviously the mask is like amplifying his voice, obviously, but I like the effect that they use for that.
The other thing I want to touch upon is
go ahead.
I think this is the first time in Justice League where like magic can hurt Superman. Like it's he doesn't have weakness against it, but it's he just doesn't have any defenses.
And by the way, I love where apparently in every Javelin he has like a coat hanger that has like all reserve suits.
I'm sure all the Justice League does.
I'm sure they do because they don't want Wonder Woman's costume being shredded. Well, maybe Superman does, but
also, did you see some of the side eye that Wonder Woman was giving Superman in this one?
Yes, I did. And he gave it back. I was like, yes.
So this is a Super Wonder episode.
Yeah, so far we have had 2. I will take it.
That is for you, brother. That is for you.
Thank you. So, and and here's the thing, seriously, that's the way it's been in DC Comics like a while. They've hinted that they do love that they are in love with each other secretly. They've done that in the comics forever. So it's not anything new. I just like seeing it being represented on screen respectfully, because I know respecting the fans is something DC has trouble with nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But on a more positive note, I love this episode. It's one of it's not one of my favorites, but I still really like it.
You have certainly rained quite the hail of praise upon it.
I thank you, sir. So to give you guys an update on where I'm going to give you guys next 2 arcs. The next one is the Secret Society, which is when Gorilla Grodd forms an anti-Justice League, essentially. And then the next one is Hereafter, the one that's really homages the death of Superman.
Okay.
He doesn't die.
How far are we from the finale?
So we are... Oh, wow. So, okay. So the death happened... So hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4... We're about 5 weeks.
So a little over a month from the season finale. And as always, at the end of the season, we're going to do a live stream. We're going to talk about it. And then let's just say things will go quite unlimited.
Yes. And by the way, we're not going to take a break in between season 1 and 2, because again, Nick will be doing Avatar on his channel as well, and then I'll be doing this. The only reason why we did a break was to see if there was interest in this, and you guys have clearly shown there was interest.
So, question: have you put any thought into what show where you're going to show after Unlimited?
I have. I'm thinking we could do either Green Lantern or maybe... If we're not doing DC shows, let me see here. Because right now I've only thought of like DC shows.
Because I know on my channel after Avatar we're gonna do Firefly, because that's like 12 episodes, and then we're gonna do Battlestar Galactica reboot.
I freaking love. I'm so down for Firefly. It's the one good Joss Whedon project.
We're probably gonna do a watch party for Serenity, and then we're going to do Battlestar Galactica, which I think you're going to love that.
I'm down for that, because I remember I watched like the first episode like many years ago, and I liked it.
I mean, it has little baby Katie Sackhoff in it, so.
Well, yeah, it's got Bo freaking Katan. Of course we're going to love it. And by the way, I'm going to update you on this. When we finish Unlimited, we'll be doing a watch party of Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Since that's a sequel to the show, and it's a movie, it just makes sense to do it. And that will be a live watch party like I did with Zack Snyder's Justice League today. By the way, 15th time watching the movie. Actually, no, 14th time.
Oh, there's going to be a 15th time. I mean,
there's definitely going to be that. So I'm thinking for the next series, honestly, we could do...
Imagine like 5 years from now, where like you're this really big YouTuber, and it's like, oh, it's the 20th time I'm rewatching the Snyder Cut.
No, it'll be 200 at that point.
No. And it's like, oh, it's the 200th time I'm watching it, and we're doing it in a big theater. Oh, and guess who's here? Zack Snyder.
Oh, it'll be before that when I have Zack Snyder on here.
Imagine if you get to watch the Snyder Cut with Zack Snyder.
Some people that went to Full Circle got to do that, and I was so jealous. I'm like, ugh! Okay. For right now, the front runner is Green Lantern, the animated series, which is the 3D animated one.
Hey, it's your channel, so.
I think you're really going to enjoy Razor, particularly if you like Zuko.
Okay.
So there you go. So for right now, tentatively, Green Lantern is the next series, which I love. It's very in depth with the Green Lantern lore, so we'll talk about that.
When are we covering Batman Beyond? That's my question.
That would have to be on your thing because you've watched that series and I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't watched Batman Beyond.
So what else could we cover on your channel? I'm just kind of curious, brainstorming right now.
For me, in terms of I've seen.
Yeah, and it can be anything, like just and because kind of the setup is the stuff that like you have seen, but I'm like vaguely familiar with. We watch on yours, and then flip it on mine.
We could watch Voltron, Legendary Defender.
That's a possibility.
Because I really like that series. Yeah, it's just a newer one on Netflix. I know what we should watch once. Blood of Zeus. It's a Netflix show about the Greek gods, but frames them like superheroes.
Have you ever watched Hercules' Legendary Journeys?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that might be like. There's actually a few TV movies like we might watch those because like those are 90s at heck, but like that would be funny.
So yeah, right now, actually, yes, it's a tie right now between Blood of Zeus and Green Lantern. We might do Blood of Zeus first because that would be a palate cleanser from DC. Or if Nick, if you'd prefer, we could do Green Lantern, whichever one.
I mean, I wouldn't mind like a one or like a palate cleanser in between, like a little spacer, you know.
Oh, okay, so we'll do Blood of Zeus,
like a 1 or 2 off kind of thing.
Yeah, so we'll do Blood of Zeus next. So the way it'll be, it's going to be a Justice League Unlimited, Fatal 5, Blood of Zeus, and then Green Lantern.
By the way, we need to do a watch party for Florida Unto Dawn at some point.
Oh,
the one Halo movie that I've actually seen.
And we should also do one for Nightfall. That one you'll actually enjoy. You don't have to play any of the games. It explains everything in a title crawl. Plus, you have me as a co-host. You know I know all this crap. So
yeah, I sense a theme month in the making, but we'll talk about that after we're done recording.
Yes. So on that month, everyone, stay heroic, and we will see. By the way, drop in the comments. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe. I've gotten to 617 subscribers. I really appreciate it. The memberships are inbound. To give you guys a tease for one of the tiers, you're gonna be able to play DC Online with me.
And maybe I'll show up.
Yes, and everyone that gets a membership, doesn't matter what tier, you will have access to the exclusive Comics League show, Comics League University, where I explain DC lore to you in a classroom setting. Like, you can come in, it'll be a live stream, you can ask questions and stuff. It'll be really fun.
So you'll be the Comics League professor?
Yes, I'll be I'll have guest lecturers.
For the intro, you need to include "Welcome, Professor."
Oh, hell yes!
From X-Men, because if you create a custom intro, you need to have that as part of it.
Oh, hell's freaking yes, dude! That is happening. I'm so glad she brought that up because I legit didn't think of that. But yes, we're doing that. So that's a tease of what's to come. And there's going to be lots of other fun perks. I really appreciate it because it is still, this channel has been at the point where it got invited to be monetized for a week. I haven't set it up yet, and it's still like surreal to me that I'm at this point. It's really like crazy. So thank you all. Thank you for Nick for co-hosting with me a bunch of these shows.
I just have one thing I want to say to end the stream.
Yeah, go ahead.
Super Wonder is canon.
Thank you! On that note, everyone, stay heroic. We'll see you in the next one.